actually have more of a clear setup now ready. I need to get some earphones for this because at some point I want to be able to do it so that then eventually, like, Bill could also sit in as well, so he can hear you guys. Either that, or I'll probably just take the headphones out. Considering, then again, the microphone will probably pick it up. It's always a pain in the arse. Right. Okay. Either way, yeah. Whenever you're ready to record, we should be all good to go.
That's good. I'm already recording.
By the way, I can't see any of you guys because on one side of the screen I've got Discord, and on the other side of the screen I've got Fantasy Grounds. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna have to do. I've gotten all of the modifiers written down. There's obviously you can check the modifiers just to know that I'm not bullshitting you, but
Okay, got it.
All right. So, as for this, none of the main goons are going to actually have none of these 4 goons are going to have any modifiers on any of their things because these are literally tutorial enemies. They're all going to have between 10 and 15 health, and there's only going to be 1 per character, so there's only going to be 4 of them.
Okay.
So that being said, I'm going to say 2 of them have guns, and the other 2 of them, one has a crowbar, one has a bat. So I'm just going to now write down. Just their modifiers. Okay. Right. Just their modifiers for their weapons, not any of their rolls or anything. They're going to suck. Okay. So, for everyone, I just want everyone to roll me a d20 plus their move speed modifier.
At the very bottom left. Oh, okay. That's for the. Yeah, mine's.
What was
Mine's 6.
Oh,
the move speed modifier?
So 23 for me.
Okay, so if you. Oh, actually, did you not.
In the stats conversion table, there's a modifier for speed.
I have entirely ruined your.
Hey, who's Arlo? Is that
That's me.
Chris?
Yeah.
How'd you get that set up?
At the very bottom left, there's a modifier box. If you click on that, you can adjust what the modifier is. Although now I'm not able to do that. What the hell?
Okay, so then there.
Oh yeah, just type in what number you want, and yeah.
Cool.
How the hell did you get 17 twice in a row?
I'm really good. I don't know.
Okay, so does everyone know what their move speed and weight modifiers are? If not, just tell me what your numbers are, and I shall tell you what their modifiers are.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a weight modifier.
Yeah, same here. I didn't put down weight at all.
It's not super important, but just in case if someone's trying to lift you or you're trying to just lay on something.
Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, with your weight, it would also be whatever your cybernetics weigh as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say my guy's pretty scrawny, but he's got cybernetics, so that would add to it.
That is true. So did anyone roll for their move speed and weight at least?
I rolled move speed. I didn't see weight though.
Yeah, I did not.
It's the same as it. It's 5 plus, or it's 3d10s plus 5.
3d10 plus 5. Let me just do that right here.
Yeah, the modifier though, that's in the conversion table. I did not.
That's fine. I can tell you those immediately as soon as you know.
I got a 16 for my weight.
So 16. That is, you weigh 160 pounds, and your modifier is plus 1.
Oh no!
Holy shit!
Oh, okay, 160 pounds.
Yep. And your modifier is plus 1.
All right, so
mine was 22. What would mine be? I'd weigh 220, right?
Yeah. So basically, you'd weigh 220 if you 22. Yeah.
That's exact same here.
So 22, 220 pounds is a plus 4 modifier.
Plus 4.
Although I guess we can just say that's the cybernetics that add to that. Okay. Anyways, I got a 21 for my speed roll.
Okay, so 21 speed roll is +3.
I had
and-
21 as well.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
yeah.
I already
Oh.
did that conversion. That's my roll for the fight we're about to have. It was a +8. No, mine was a +8. I'm sorry. I had a 30 speed roll. 30? Yeah, 30.
30? Yeah, that's +8, yep. So that's how many meters that you can move in basically about 3 seconds or so.
Wow.
Which is an action. Yeah. So the modifier is basically what you use because we use move speed for initiative. So that's your modifier and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Okay, is everyone sorted out with their move speed and wait?
Yes.
Awesome. Right, I'm just going to close this now. Bask in my holy light. Right. I love that so much. Right. Hi, Greg. Went to high school together. Right. Just gonna wrap this cord around it. Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, what's everyone's move speed then when they rolled it?
Mine was 21.
Okay, so we've got 21.
6.
Mine was 21 as well.
Yep. I've thrown the thing wrong. There we go. I got 18. So, Des, what did Micah get?
She got a 6. Yeah, she rolled a 6.
Brilliant. What did you get, Chase?
For what? For the move?
Yeah, the move speed, yeah.
23.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, is that what you rolled?
I rolled 17, and then +6 is 23.
Oh, jeez. Doc can run.
Apparently.
Yeah, so basically when it comes to NPCs, bosses, or basically mob crowds, we have 2 separate rolls. One is the usual one where I just roll for each and every one of their individual move speeds, and then, the initiative is dependent on in between each other's. Or, basically I do it whoever is the highest, as long as there's one person who gets higher than the mob, every one of the PCs goes before the NPCs.
Makes sense.
Oh, that's cool.
It's mostly because that then people don't have to go, okay, so it's this guy's turn, then it's Arlo's turn, then it's this guy's turn, then it's Ashmel's turn, or Ashmael, and then, it's Micah's turn, and now it's this guy's turn, and now it's this guy's turn, and now it's Doc's turn, It just means that everyone gets a turn, or all of the mobs get a turn, and then you guys get a turn. Depending on the roles that you do, you can obviously react, so technically you also get to do an action in between the turns anyway. So as for that, I'm going to say, as I said before, the 4 of you are lined up, and the way that it's going to go from left to right, it's going to go Micah, Arlo, Ashmael. Is that how it's pronounced?
Ashmael, yes.
Okay, and then Doc Brown. So from left to right, Micah, Doc Brown. Yeah, and the same with 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 have melee weapons. 3 and 4 have guns. So who got the highest roll? I believe that was someone who got 23. So the initiative will go as standing: Doc Brown, Arlo, Trip, Ashmael, and then Micah. So I'm just gonna.
What do these enemies look like?
Basically, they look like sort of like hoodlums. Sort of like, I guess you could sort of imagine them
A very British word.
Western hoodlums.
Hoodlum.
Hoodlum.
Hoodlums.
Western hoodlums. So basically, they're sort of like wearing sort of like hats and more along the lines of sort of chaps and basically like coats.
Like outlaws.
Outlaws, yeah, in the most comedic sense.
Ruffians.
Ruffians, if you will. Oh, dare I say that word? Doc Brown's going first, by the way, which is good for him.
Brown. Yeah, right. What are the weapons that they are carrying? Those guns.
They are both revolvers, 6-shooters.
Okay. And how far away are we again?
You are all 10 meters away from them.
All right. Okay. 30 feet. Sorry, we use imperial units over here.
Go
As soon
for
as
it.
you said 30 feet, I wrote down 30 feet. Got it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the one on the left, I guess, that has the gun.
Okay.
And oh, that was not stellar. Does that hit?
Now that is so what are you rolling for? You running up to him?
No. I'm using my sniper rifle.
Okay. Yeah, so that's gun, so that's plus yeah, so that fires, roll accuracy, which is under dexterity. I have to roll.
Oh, wait. What?
So roll for dexterity, and if you have it, accuracy, it's an add-on.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, then I'm going to
wow.
double my points now that I know what we're doing here. So Dex, is that a D20 plus the modifier?
Yep, that's D20 plus the modifier, and if you have anything for accuracy, that also adds to that modifier.
I do not, but I'm actually going to change that. So make that an 8 because I am definitely adding accuracy.
With a 7 and I got a 10, you shoot past him, and it takes off his hat, but no damage.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh damn. So I believe it's now Arlo's turn.
Wait. For my accuracy, what dice was I rolling?
You're always rolling a d20.
That was a d10 I rolled there. So.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Go for another roll then.
Let's try that again. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. That makes much more sense.
So
Yeah,
now I
no,
roll
that's
damage.
yeah, that's a definite hit. So yeah, roll damage, which is 2d10s.
Right. That's what I was trying to do earlier.
I think that's 2 12s, isn't it? Yeah,
Is
that's
it
2d12s. Yeah, those are 2.
All right, my bad. Hang on, we'll try it again.
Boo! I mean, either way, it's still powerful. Jeez, that's actually more powerful.
I know, right? I told you, I'm good at rolling dice.
I know I need to roll for this, guys. Constitution. Okay. The sniper rifle, bullet just basically tears right past his torso. Despite that, the bullet going past him actually somehow not only tears apart, leaving him on 3 points of health.
Holy crap.
However, for some reason, the bullet sort of cauterized the wound as it went past, so it's not bleeding any more than it should be. So it's like blood has come off of him, but somehow the wound is still stable.
So for the Constitution you just rolled, is that for any damage you do, or is that specific to him doing a lot of damage?
So the reason as to why I rolled that is because that all of these guys share the same vitality of 5. If the damage is above 5, they have to roll Constitution. If they get under 10, they take an extra injury. If they get a nat 1, they take double damage and an extra injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, if you got a nat 20 on accuracy, it would be double damage, and if you did a nat 20 on gun, it would also be double damage. Basically, guns are supposed to be super powered, but the problem is you have to roll 2 different types of dice. So now it's Arlo's turn.
All right, so the first thing he would do is look for any bit of cover he can get behind. Is there anything nearby he can hide behind?
I'm going to say roll a perception.
All right, and what stat is that?
That's under wisdom, so it's wisdom plus perception.
0. So I do have a +2 on that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, okay, that's a 16. You do see behind you there is a perfect rock that is about I'd say about 5 feet tall, but it's about 3 foot wide. You could get behind that, but that's about 5 meters behind you, so that's within your range to run behind and take cover.
All right, well, he will definitely do that.
Yep, you can all do that under an action, so you can do that freely.
And I believe I read that there's 2 actions, so I could do that and then take a shot as well.
Absolutely, yes, you can.
Okay, so he will hide behind that, and then just peeking from behind the rock, he will take a shot at the one Doc Brown just shot at.
Okay, roll for your gun first of all.
All right,
So that's a D20 plus your gun's modifier.
So +6. And that is a 21.
Ooh, and then roll accuracy.
All right, and this is where I don't have anything up. Okay, so I have a 12 in dexterity, but I also have an acrobatic implant in my right arm, which I believe add another 2 to the modifier, so I actually have a +4.
Yes, it will. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Just double checking there. Well, that didn't help much.
Nat 1.
Has anyone heard from Jerry yet? I'm getting reports of high water and a lot of roads being flooded.
No, nothing from Jerry yet.
When did he leave?
About 20 minutes ago.
3:40. I
I
thought,
thought
he
it was
that long?
like 40 minutes ago or something.
Oh,
It was a while ago.
I mean, if he doesn't message within the next 15 minutes, I think someone should try and call him or something.
Well, I'm messaging him now.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, with a nat 1, I'm going to ask Doc Brown and Ashmael to roll me evasion.
don't worry, I can heal you guys.
That's under dexterity, by the way.
Okay, I do not have that one, so I'm just doing a dex then.
Yep, just a dex.
Okay.
All right, so that will take a round off. Well, let's try.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
So, could you roll damage, please, for me?
No.
All of us?
I need Arlo's damage on his gun, please.
I don't know if there's a way to do that through fantasy rounds. Add a D10. I guess I have to roll both.
Now we know who this traitor is.
D10 plus a D8 is 16 damage.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
What's your vitality, Ash?
17 in dragon form, 7 in human form.
Which form are you in?
So you're
Human
in
form.
So could you roll me a Constitution?
Oh crap.
You can also roll Fortitude if you have Fortitude on your Constitution.
Oh, I do.
Whoops.
Okay. Okay, you made it. You made it. So yeah, you take 16 points of damage, which
I'll heal you next turn.
Elmy's got 13 points of
He
damage
turned
as
off
you get
his
shot in the back.
Arlo, did you miss?
This is how I stay in business, guys. He doesn't know where the shot came from.
I don't
Just
like
wait
your
till I
business.
turn into a dragon.
What's your return policy?
What bullet
You just-
return policies?
You just wait till I'm a dragon, Chris. You just wait.
Oh, 5.
There ain't no one who can be.
But so did I get hit too, or what? Because
No, it's just the person who got the lowest roll within that. I also, to be fair, I also rolled for the bad guy, but considering that you got a 3.
So now what happened there? Was I not paying attention? Did he miss, or was it just like a huge area of effect thing, or what?
He got a nat 1, which means that he missed, but he still fired the gun, so therefore his
I don't see a 1 in the.
he got a
Yeah, I did.
He did.
yeah,
Where is
he
it?
got a nat 1
Well,
and
it says 1 plus 4.
Plus
he rolled
4 equals
5,
5, yeah,
but
But it was still a
his
natural.
dice
Oh,
rolled a natural
I see.
1.
Yeah.
nat 1 still exists in
For
this game, guys.
accuracy.
Jason's like, God dang it.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
so
I knew that. I just didn't see the 1 is all.
on the bright side though, Ash, it is now your turn, so Philip.
So to transform
That's-
into the dragon.
Roll SP, which is, I believe, a D20 plus 2.
What is SP? Is that superpower?
Yeah, that is superpower. I abbreviate it to SP.
That's fine. I'm trying to learn.
16.
Okay, that is enough for you to transform into your dragon mode.
I'm coming for you, Arlo.
And so with that, you transform into I have to remember this now. So it's a 12 meter long, and I believe 2-meter wide. Oh no, 3-meter wide on its like largest part of its girth. Dragon with. I'm looking at your stats again. Wings. With that, you still have one action left. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna attack the one in front of me with Dragon Breath.
Number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
4.
Okay. Roll me SP again. So D12, D20 plus 2.
Oh.
That's not good. I will roll for evasion.
You still got a 10% chance to roll less.
I got a 5. Attacker always wins. So yeah, you did land it. Roll a D12 for damage.
Oh, even better.
Attackers always win unless if there's a special defense ability that you actually have.
Oh my god.
So all you had to get was literally a third of your damage output, and you would have put him down. You did a 12th, so no. He's nice and crispy. He's nice and warm now, nice and toasty. So no. So we have Micah.
So since I have 0 in my stockpile, seeing any of this, like seeing my friends attacking each other and the dragon,
Accident.
does that can I roll for my stockpile, or does that just not count?
I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, if this is actually the Micah that we know and love, then I'm gonna say roll nerve with disadvantage, because the last thing that you remember is seeing jumping into a bag pocket dimension and seeing Simon have his arm ripped off and everyone else being sent into different dimensions.
I roll a 1.
Oh my god.
Roll stockpile with advantage, please.
That's a D100, correct? I don't think.
Yeah, that's a
I have
D100.
So that's
If you roll two D10,
20s, right?
I mean, if you roll 2d10s and times one by the first one by 10.
Hmm.
There's
a way to add that, but I don't know what it is.
D4.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, you have 54 in your stockpile.
I'm going to shoot my gun first.
The gun is always better than the spear.
I'll go ahead and do the gun.
I'm going to say you at least have enough ammo to have all of the chambers fill.
Actually, instead of my gun, I'm gonna go for my pointy rock. I'm gonna chunk it at the one that the dragon just tried to attack.
Roll accuracy, actually.
Let's see, that's +2. Damn it, that's 9.
Let's see. That's also 9. Is yours definitely 9?
Yeah, it's a modified 9.
Yeah, then yeah. Roll damage.
That's D12 +2.
No, it's not D12 unless if you're in your strength mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's in it. D. Yeah.
Was it
D6? Yeah, D6. +2. Yeah. So that's
7. Modified 7.
You kill him. Oh, dead. Gone. I'm starting to get ostrich flashbacks now.
Was that one of them with the gun?
Yeah, that was one of the ones with the gun. It is now their turn.
So that was number 4 is dead?
Yeah, number 4 is dead. Thanks to everyone. It took an entire 4 of you to do.
Wow.
You're doing well, though. You're doing well.
I didn't help much there, but
I'm just gonna now roll. Number 1 and 2 are basically gonna run towards Micah and Ashmael. That's it. That's definitely it. Ashmael. I just realised that. So the first one went for Micah 11, so you have something to react with that if you wish, and the other one's got a nat 1, so Ash, whatever your reaction's going to be, you're pretty much guaranteed a good one, unless if you're getting that one.
So by reaction, what do you mean? Like counterattack or dodge?
So the way that it works is that you have 3 different stats. You have, well, unless if your power allows it, you have 3 different stats. One is strength. One is strength for blocking. The other one, so you've got blocking under strength, and you've got 2 under dexterity. One of which is evasion. The other one is acrobatics. If you have the ability to, you can also use SP. So I mean, like in Ash's like version, he can actually use SP, and if he succeeds, then he gets to breathe fire against the attacker. Or if he rolls blocking and he gets 5 or above, then basically he can like smack them with his large dragony form.
Cool. Okay, I see.
I'm gonna try to do a dexterity. That's a +1. That's 19. Modified 19.
Damn.
Nice.
Now,
And
I can't evade attacks though.
you can't evade attacks, but you can roll strength. You can roll blocking under strength, and in your dragon form, you've got +4 to strength on top of your whatever your modifiers already are.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Why couldn't he roll dex? Is that because he didn't have a modifier for it, or?
His dragon form literally doesn't allow him to roll dex because he's too big.
But otherwise, like a human or something could roll dex or strength, whichever is higher.
Yeah. Strength is you have to block, whereas like the other 2 are more dodging / acrobatic movement.
Yeah, we don't want a giant dragon rolling on top of Micah at this rate.
You sort of like back paw it.
Jesus.
You sort of like back paw the attacker, roll for damage, and Micah, you also beat the attacker, so roll for are you like attacking him with
No, I'm just
dodging?
No, I'm just dodging it in this form.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not in my form, so I'm just gonna dodge it.
Okay. In that case, roll for damage. Damage.
I rolled for damage.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll for.
Ow.
That's what
No.
By the way, that's for Constitution to see if he takes any injury, because that is above his. Basically, that's above his pay grade. No, he's just on 1 health though. He is on 1.
Damn. Nice.
How dare these touch my form? And the last dude is gonna try and aim at Doc Brown. So that's the gun works, and that's an accuracy of 9. Roll either evasion or acrobatics. Doc
I have
Brown.
neither of those. So that's a dex.
Yep, that's Dex. Yep. Wow, nat 20. You can fire your gun if you wish, and all you have to do is just roll for gun instead of a gun and accuracy, because that's a counterattack, critical counterattack as well.
Can I have Jason roll for me from now on?
So do I just roll damage? Is that how that works?
Please.
No, you just roll gun just to see if, like, when you fire
Oh,
it.
just see if I hit.
Yeah.
So it's 1d20 plus 8.
Yes, it is.
Let's see if that works.
Jerry made it.
Good.
Okay, good to hear.
Oh yeah. Roll damage. Roll damage.
Holy crap.
That's 2d10.
2d10.
Oh, it didn't. Okay. Neat. That was a good one too.
Well, what happened?
When I clicked, it was off the chat board.
No.
It would have been 16.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, I just now need to roll for Constitution again just to see if. Nat 1.
Lordy,
We should
That
just
one,
back out
he-
and just have Doc Brown do everything at the
I maxed my stat for that.
As I said, he takes double damage because his Constitution isn't high enough. So therefore,
He
he takes
explodes.
23 damage. He basically explodes, like as if he's been like hit by a One Punch Man. Punch.
That was a good show.
So yeah, I'm just gonna put an X rather than the minuses. Dead. Anyway, Like,
Wait.
this top half
Hopefully
is,
these rolls make it to tomorrow.
So who just died? Sorry, number one or
number 3 and number 4 are now dead. Number 2 is on 1 point of health, and number 1 is still currently around near Micah.
okay.
Okay, and it's now. Oh look. No, it's now Doc Brown's turn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go for the,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
skill
go for the
them all.
one with the max health.
Normally you can't counterattack with a sniper rifle, but because it was crit, I was like, do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the one with max health. So that's. Hang on, let me pull up my sheet.
Number 1.
I
That's,
do the 1d20 plus 8 to see if the gun works.
Yep.
Ouch.
It does. Just
Okay.
it does.
Barely. And then what was it for accuracy?
It is Dex plus accuracy, unless if you don't have any inaccuracy, then it's just Dex.
Okay, so d20. There we go.
Oh
Hey.
my god.
No, 20 again. Roll for damage, although I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to end.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Okay, so that's 2.
See if you can break 40.
Break 40 with 2d10.
Hey, you just got a nat 20. You just got to do that one more time. Okay, maybe not.
22, dead.
Wait, how'd you get? Oh, that double. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, guns are extremely overpowered, but they're built that way because there's always a way around not having
Right.
it tap.
Well, it's 50-50 if it even works, because it's well, not 50-50, but before the modifier, 50-50.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all down to that. It's all down to chance of whether or not it works. But if it does, it's the stars align and everything's good.
So setting that up, so having that +8, that +8 for my does it work is super super advantageous.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And it's now Arlo's, but there's one guy left on the battlefield.
All right. Well, I really feel bad
With
about
one hit point.
shooting our own dragon, so I want to go over there and attempt to bandage the dragon if that is at all possible.
I guess roll me.
Do you have enough material?
I'm gonna say
I have a med kit.
you allow this, Ash.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna say roll med. Roll medical.
So that's +6, and just a d20.
D20 plus whatever your medical level is. Yeah.
So that's 18.
Okay, yeah. So you start bandaging him up. You sort of. I'm going to say that you sort of like suture the back part of one of his scales. That like you sort of see where the bullet is. You also are able to remove the bullet as you're like sort of on top of him, sort of clambered on top of him. With that, I will say that is a D6. So yeah, just roll a D6.
4.
You heal him for 4 points of health, and the bullet is no longer inside of him, and you have stopped any possible factors of bleeding. Yeah, healing is quite difficult, but stopping any potential injuries is the main reason for med, unless of course if you've got things that grant healing, such as potions or in stim packs, injectors, healing stones. You are now on 19 points of health, by the way, Ash. 17 points of health now. Just realised. There we go. Okay, yeah, you're 17 points of health. And you are now being ridden by a cyborg.
Yeehaw.
You still have one more action, Arlo.
Can I do another heal?
It won't. I will say it won't heal any more than.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess I will attempt another shot at the last remaining guy.
Gun and accuracy.
Don't shoot
Oh, God.
Since you've got a 6-shooter, all I can think of is Greedo Mister. Okay, yep, the gun works.
Then this is a +1.
6 pistols.
7.
That's
You can probably hit me
not
again.
bad. I have to roll for his evasion. Why is that not coming up? Holy cow, I got a 6. Yeah, no, you hit him.
Bam.
Dead. Just dead. -11, in case if you weren't You weren't 100% sure. Dead. Okay. So is everyone sort of like understanding most of the combat there? Just sort of like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
That helped a lot. Yeah, I know how to maybe move around a little bit of stats. But
Yeah, I
overall,
definitely,
pretty
I
happy with how that
definitely
went.
shuffled after that.
Yeah, I'll definitely say there is one other challenge that you guys can take, and if you wish to take it, I'll give all of you back your maximum health, and we'll try it.
I'm all for it. Anybody
Oh,
else?
hey, but what about this? What if we save that and then log in early tomorrow so Jerry has a chance to give it a whirl
That's a good idea.
so that he can reshuffle if he needs to? Do we want to do a practice round at 6 or 6:30? I don't know what Jerry's schedule's like or what y'all's schedules are like.
That
Oh,
would
wait,
be
tomorrow?
easy. Yeah, Joe is 6 hours ahead of us.
Oh, well, yeah, but Des, you can do that, right?
I mean, yeah,
I can do it.
but
I can do that, but I won't be able to do the bit after that. After that, obviously because I won't be in the session. But I could do
That'd
it
be
at
super late.
midnight for a little bit.
Already, you were dedicated. I would not do that.
I do a lot of long hours for this because I don't have anything else going on at the moment. So yeah, I could do that. So what I could do for you guys is I could run the tutorial boss, just to show you sort of how it works, how it plays. Get Jerry sort of, and is Selena is Selena?
I'll let her know that we'll have another tutorial at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And-
Okay.
And I mean, I'm open to doing it earlier in the day too, if that's easier for you, if that works for everyone else.
So it's up to everyone.
6 is probably the earliest I can do it, but I'm already caught up. So if y'all wanted to do it on y'all's own, that's fine with me.
I will also say the
Y'all
only
can
extra
use
thing.
this link. I have to take Russell to the doctor for his ear, so I'll be gone. Hold on, let me see what time his appointment is. Oh, his appointment's at 2 o'clock. That should be fine then.
I think Jerry doesn't really get back until 6:30 anyways. So
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he usually makes dinner and he just makes it for Puzzle Traveler, right?
and he's got a long drive home. So
So we'll put it out there.
Kept
We'll aim for 6 o'clock. Whoever's available, will just go ahead and do that.
Okay. I just want to make sure that they get a chance to reshuffle the points like we did before the big show, especially since this is the big public display. I want us to at least look competent.
What I can do is I can put this recording on YouTube as private or unlisted,
mm-hmm.
and then just share it with you guys.
That's
That
a good
way
idea.
you can
Then they can watch it.
Then they can watch it on their own time.
And I mean, if they just want to watch that, I think it was just 15 minutes or so battle. That answered a lot. That really helped out.
Yeah.
So thank you for running that, Joe. That helped out a lot.
I will say, as I said before, with the way that healing works, is that you can only roll a d6 for like basic healing.
Mm-hmm.
However, what that medkit would really do is if someone actually has an external injury, such as a burn or a bleeding wound, or you were able to remove the bullet. Like in certain circumstances, if there was any poison, you could also use that to remove poison, or small amounts of special bandages that could soothe pain and stuff like that. That's what most medkits have. So it's basic sort of stuff. So you have that. It's the basic healing is only a d6. So that's about it. But if you were to add more items into that, or get more items like healing items, those would also allow you to increase your healing more. There are special healing items out in the world, so that's the only other thing that I really had to say. If anyone else has any questions because of this, then that's it. But yeah, I think pretty much everyone rolled exactly how they're supposed to. As I said before, the only downside with a sniper rifle is that you cannot roll for reaction unless if it's a crit, because obviously you can do pretty much almost anything with a crit. So you can't use a reaction for the sniper rifle, but the way that the sniper rifle just works is, you can aim it up, fire, done like that. Yeah. I just allowed that because I was just like, that's a nat 20, man. That's so good.
Yeah. Hopefully we get some more of those tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Oh man.
We'll see. Des, you said you were going to look into modifying puzzle Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah,
This-
because of time and just because I still need to reach out to the Fantasy Grounds people to see if I can talk to them about it. Don't worry about your character sheets for Animite Tales at the moment.
Okay.
On Fantasy Grounds, I will get, and plus I need to get with Joe with that on that too, on how he'd like for it to be shown as a character sheet online
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just keep
that'll probably come in August.
Okay, so we'll just keep doing the modifiers and the manual dice thing.
Yep.
For now. Okay,
I
cool.
mean, we'll use Fantasy Grounds so that our audience can see the rolls, the dice rolls.
Yeah.
So that if we have a map or a picture or something, we can post it on there and again live stream. People can actually see it, and you guys can see a map, so you can tell distance and whatnot.
Okay, cool. Is that picture okay, or are we gonna get sued?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
As long as because we're not getting paid for this, that's the biggest thing. Because we're not getting paid for this, and this is literally just us making up crap, and we even say that at the beginning. It's like we have no affiliation with blah blah blah, which I have to say for the Monty Python one too, because we say that kind of stuff. It kind of gives us a clear, and plus it's not like we get millions of subscribers and people
Right.
make YouTube videos and get millions of views, and they mention like they have pictures of Doc Brown and they have pictures of Monty Python people, and so it's like,
Yeah. If it's an issue, there's some fan art I found I can use instead.
I don't think it'll be an issue as long as we say we're not affiliated with them. They're fine. They don't care.
Cool.
And again, as long as we're not making money off of it too.
One of the things I actually quite like is about the characters that you guys have made. Is that you could easily just make any of these kind of characters that you want. Like on Sunday, we might very well be doing a special one shot with some of the other people on Sunday sessions, so that they can actually play as the one shot theme is video game protagonists, and someone wanted to play as Chell from Portal.
Oh, cool.
We actually do genuinely have spatial manipulation, and so therefore it was easy just to say like, oh yeah, you've got a portal gun that shoots out 2 linking portals, and then you've got boots that have impact resistance and allow also you to jump higher. So therefore, like, she has like the full infinite fall damage boots and also the portal gun. So we've got that for her. So that's that character set up. Has anyone heard of Stanley Parable?
Yes, although I've never played it. I've watched a few streams of it though.
I played that whole thing. Yes, the one where he's in the office and then it kind of goes really weird later on. You're kind of navigating through.
Someone said that they wanted to play as that, so that all of their stats are just 8. Like, no modifiers on any of their stats. However, they also have like I think 11 or 12 health, so it's like really basic, really terrible health.
Yeah.
But their one ability is that they can always hear whatever the narrator says.
Oh.
They can't hear what any of the other players say, and even this is where it gets more meta than meta knowledge.
Players?
They can't hear the players; they can only hear the narrator. But they also can't hear their own player speak. Because obviously, if you're playing a video game, you can't, and you go, "No, don't walk there." You're the one who controls them, but they can't hear you.
That is brilliant. Yeah, Jason, if you need to play that video game. Y'all need to play that video game because
what's it called?
Great.
Stanley what?
The Stanley Parable.
Stanley.
Oh, not
Stanley,
not Marvel.
but Stanley.
Yeah. Okay. The Stanley what?
Parable.
Terrible.
It's rated pretty well.
I have that game. I've played all kinds of different endings, and it is fantastic. So yeah, once you watch that, this will all make sense. It's great. Oh my god, that is such a brilliant freaking character.
It's just like at any point there's like, and so like they could be in another room, and then all of a sudden they'd hear me as the narrator or anyone else who was the narrator at the time go, and so this thunderous sword smashes into the side of this man, cleaving his head straight off of his torso, and then immediately just Stanley's just going, where is it coming from?
Yep.
So
Sounds hilarious.
It's
I need to look this up.
Yeah, or just watch a YouTube video of it. it's fantastic. But I would suggest playing it. Actually, getting it and playing it is definitely worth it.
So if so if anyone ever wants to do one where it's based on a theme, definitely let me know, because we have quite a few different themes that I go around. At one point, I did say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because we legitimately have those presets. So if anyone wants to do an entire one shot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, let me know. We also have a villain campaign that I'm building the modules for.
Oh, we've done that before.
Yes, we have.
And there's also at the moment there's a one shot for a villain heist. So it's like you have to pull off a specific heist, and then basically the final boss is a hero. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like that. We've also got some other things, because we've also got a sort of a treasure hunter one, and we've also got sort of it's kind of like a really complicated one, but I mean, it's the one that Des just got finished doing, except from it's supposed to be a lot longer than the one that Des did. It's basically within the desert country of Emjanar Linear, which follows the travelers trying to find out a strange mystery of other worlds, or at least worlds beyond the stars. We also have another campaign that we're currently trying to find other players for. So if at any point anyone seems like they want to drop on by for any kind of campaigns, we currently have one running for a high-level campaign, one on the seas, and finally another campaign, one that literally goes to different worlds. So if you've got any kind of character types that you wouldn't mind jumping in with, sort of like alternate dimensions and multiverses, then we've definitely got a campaign for that. And anyone who would like to be, well, they're not pirates, or at least that's what they're trying to not brand themselves as, but they're called sailors, or adventuring sailors, or as one of them called them, totally not pirates, but if you're a pirate, that is cool too. So if any of those sound interesting to anyone, or if you know anyone that might be interested in doing that, yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely for this group, I know that we'll be doing the one shots. I'm gonna go ahead and take it down to once a month, because that way our players don't have to create new characters that they love and then they can't use again. So we'll just go on. But I think, Joe, we'll give a shout out to the rest of the group if they want to do a campaign with you as well, because it really depends. Like August and September will let me know what kind of time I have, if I can continue the Puzzle Traveler or deflect it somewhere else, kind of thing. So, but if I don't have time to do the Puzzle Traveler, I might let you take over a campaign using the Animite Tales, so that they can actually have a progressive story and they can actually start leveling characters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that's if you guys can actually see the system being used.
Mm-hmm.
From
Yeah, it seems like a solid system. I just think we need to.
We definitely need a little bit more organization on a lot of our documents and stuff, which we'll be sorting out throughout the summer. Obviously, a lot more of a better understanding of the system, because obviously you guys are literally so new to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so important though. Like the first time that you're ever playing in any system, like with D&D, with the Monty Python one, I was just like looking at it, it's like, okay, so I've just got to get used to the whole thing of its initiative and armor class and all the stuff. So yeah, it's.
Did we reschedule that? Is that next weekend?
Did the 23rd? Yes, the 23rd is Sunday at same time, 2 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Joe's time.
Sweet.
Yeah, that sounds good for me. Have you been able to get in contact with Ben about that?
I sent a message saying, "Hey, just letting you know that's set in stone that we're on the 23rd." And he's online. He didn't say no, so
that wasn't a no.
That wasn't a no. I'll send another message. But
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know if
I remember him telling Joe. I remember him telling us that he had a lot of projects going on. So
yeah.
him just being like, okay, that's fine, and just leaving it is probably something that he's just gonna do.
Yeah, I don't blame him, to be fair. Like obviously today I got a couple of messages from, obviously, I got a message from you, I got a couple of messages from Philip. I was at the table at that time and I was like, I can't answer any of these because I'm currently in the middle of DMing, and there was just this one moment where I was like, I need to send a message. I felt like sweat just dripping down my face. I was like, I need to send this message. And now I finally was able to get out and then just sent loads of messages like, oh, I'll be there soon. I'm now leaving. Cool. I think I might have sent some messages to the wrong people. But yeah, no, I mean, Sundays for me are a bit of a squash, but we did kind of run over time for the session, despite the fact that there was actually less players in it than we usually have. But it was mostly because the combat lasted a long time. Not because that the combat often lasts a long time. It's just because that we had two enemies, like two mini bosses, that had sort of like actually quite mediocre health. But it was just that they had abilities that were defense types. So it basically just meant like it was a war of attrition. And 3 players didn't even get hurt by the enemy. Like, one player kept getting hurt because they kept falling off of like this junk pile. Another one got punched once, and the other 2 just didn't even ever get touched or hit. So that was fun. Oh yeah, you guys have armor. What sort of armor do you guys have?
I do not. Are we supposed to?
No.
So Joe. Okay, so I told Joe I'm going over his head on this one. He said no.
That's fine by me. That's fine.
Yeah, he said no armor for when anybody starts, and I said, well, since it's a one shot and they're not going to use these characters again, I said your armor will be being repaired at the blacksmith when the session starts, so you can go pick up your armor there. That way you don't have to worry about picking up armor, and you're level 10. There shouldn't, to me, I feel like you should have some sort of armor by level 10.
Yeah, I would think so.
So you guys can figure that out. Let me know what you want the blacksmith to have ready for you, as long as it's within good reason. And I know Joe and I are going to get together tomorrow to talk about the boss.
Mineral.
No.
Did someone say mineral?
Yeah, I might not share this YouTube. But yeah, let me know what you guys want, and Joe and I will go over it tomorrow as well to make sure it's good. It's not gonna like kill everything.
I mean,
So,
yeah, like,
are we doing armor or are we not?
You're welcome to. You are welcome to do armor as long as it makes sense to your character and to the Wild West story.
I don't know that it does for Doc Brown, does it?
I don't think so. Doc Brown has armor.
You could potentially get some,
like maybe a personal shield generator or something, but I wouldn't think armor.
I mean, we have Teflar, which is basically it's clothing that is weaved, similar to that of Kevlar and Teflon. It's a special bonding like material that basically it feels as comfortable as normal clothing, but it's basically tear and bullet resistant. So basically, it's as light as normal clothing, so it weighs nothing. But basically, it's just clothing with like +2 to +3 like sharp resistance or ballistic resistance.
That would be something good for my character, because I wouldn't picture my character wearing armor. Transforming into a dragon.
Yeah.
Rip out of it every time.
And yeah, also, it has to make sense to the story too. Wild West. You can't have like chainmail, like per se, or like a knight's
plate mail, which we do have plate mail and stuff like that. But obviously, it wouldn't make. We do have combat armor, which is basically made out of certain parts carbon fiber, certain parts, fabric, Kevlar, dependent or Teflar. depending on what sort of things. However, for transformation types such as Ashmael or Ashmael or for Ash, you would probably, I'd at least say for a level 10 character in a one shot, you'd probably want blood transfused clothing, which I would say at the very minimum, basically, it just means that it transforms with you. So when you transform into your dragon mode and transform back, you're still wearing clothes. They just basically they become a part of your scales when you're transformed, but when you transform back into your human state, they are clothing that have sort of shrunk or sort of stretched out to fit and accommodate the size of dragon that you are. Because we do actually have a specific rule stating that, like, if you're wearing clothing that is not accommodative for you, then it will be torn, destroyed, or obviously when you turn into it, it'll just come off of your character, and when they transform back, they'll be naked.
Right. Well, and that's one reason why my description of my character, he wears a leather harness on his chest instead of an actual shirt.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that's fair enough. I think for everyone else it's different. I would say also for Selena, definitely have it that even if she has got armor or clothing, definitely state it that she's got something made of blood transfusion material, like from her own blood, because otherwise she will phase through her own clothing. Other than that, I don't think anyone else is at like risk, because it's just people who can turn into an element or transform into a creature or turn intangible that they basically, unless if it's made of their own cells or cells that are similar to that of their own ability, it will come off or turn off or phase out. Obviously, you could just have it that it just doesn't in this one shot, but it's just nice for the extra little bit of detail. We had one character called Hawk. His power was lightning mimicry, so he turns into living lightning. Only his trousers. Every single time he stated that only his trousers were blood transfused. And there was a moment where he got all of these nice clothes. It was like a jacket and all of these things, because they were going to go into this cold environment. And he then turned into like his mode, and all of them just melted away, like they all burnt up around him. And so all of these clothes that he spent like loads of money on just incinerated immediately, and he completely forgot about it. So, yeah.
And the one that you were talking about, the blood, whatever armor, where would I find the information on that?
Blood transfusion in general is just stated more as like it is or it isn't sort of fact.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time. We don't really usually have modifiers for a lot of it, especially for clothing, but certain times armor can have like special abilities, like if it's higher, then it grants a higher modifier. But I think we're now stating that blood transfusion is dependent on the power. So for you guys, it just means that it will transform with you.
Okay.
If it has any modifiers, like the clothing has any modifiers, those modifiers add on to your like form. So like say for instance, like if you had Teflar blood transfused like robes or clothing, when you transform, your scales also get like an extra buff of +3 or plus whatever the armor was originally.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and assume if everybody wants to have that material, that way we don't have to worry about that. Just for this one shot.
Yeah.
Also, I'd state for the superhumans and anomalies, just state that it's blood transfusion. It probably won't do anything for certain people who have powers that aren't transformative or aren't passive abilities, such as the copying ability probably wouldn't do anything, but the intangibility that would definitely help. And also Jerry's powers, the ocular power, and the other one, unless if he has vision tools, that's not going to do anything. And the rage empowerment is not going to do anything except from obviously it would potentially stretch whenever he gets bigger, if he's getting bigger whenever he turns into his special mode, like his strong mode. I don't know. I didn't really hear too much about what Jerry's got planned for his character, except from that he's an archer, I guess.
I don't have anything written down for him. I just have anonymity.
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 See an enemy.
See an enemy.
Anonymous anomaly. Anonymous anomaly.
Anomaly.
Anomaly. Yes, that's what he is. That's all I have written down for him. So
that's fair enough. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you go. If there's any other questions, just feel free to hit me up. I'm I'm not doing much. I won't. I'll probably won't be free. In my time, it'll be 4. So I won't be. I won't be free. I doubt that any of you guys, would be up at that time. But I'll be free after around about 5.
5 your time?
Yeah, which I think.
PM?
5 p.m.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 11 a.m. our time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm free. I'm free after that. So if anyone has any other questions, obviously just give me a message. I know that some of you obviously will probably be at work. So yeah, some of you also are like, I would probably not message you at 11. But yeah, I'll be free after then. So I shouldn't, unless if obviously I state otherwise. All right, guys. I'll speak to you later.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joe. This was great.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
for running that.
I'm looking forward to seeing your characters do more. So they're really fun.
All right.
All right. Take care.
You too. We'll see you later.
What do y'all think about the system?
It was awful. Let's never do it again.
I was about to say, let me stop recording real quick.
You're still recording. I was totally joking, Joe.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a good system. I like it. Yeah, we're still recording.
Yeah, I liked how much faster combat ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And I like how they have like one side or the others going first. That's the one thing that always bugged me. It's like, okay, whose turn is it? Oh, it's the enemy's turn, but they have a reaction, blah, blah, blah. And it just gets, but if you have, okay, the good guys are going now, and the bad guys are going now, and the good guys are, I like that better. As I was listening to.
Assuming we're the good guys?
I mean, totally on you guys.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, have y'all met me?
Yes.
But but I mean, the story is going to be, and hopefully Jerry and Selena watch this video as well as when I post it on YouTube. So the story is going to be that you all have been hired to. So this one town is having a railroad come in, and they are not keen on technology. They don't like superhumans. They don't like technology, and it's more like
Hired us?
huh? Yeah. Well, you've been hired by the country to go and make sure that this railroad makes it just fine, like it's built, because there's been.
We are the bad guys.
No. You're the good guys. You're supposed to be making sure that the railroad can go to all the country, but this one town's refusing to let things be okay because they just don't want technology.
Okay, a personal request, Desiree. Can we have my cabbages guy from Airbender?
I don't think I've seen that.
You haven't seen Last Airbender?
No.
Avatar: The Last. Okay, never mind. Go watch that, and then we'll talk.
Okay. But so you guys need to figure out why, because the railroad workers that they send keep dying, and the railroad keeps getting destroyed, and they don't know why. So they're sending you guys, they're sending this group out to see what's going on. So now at the beginning of this session, you're going to be in town. You've made it to town, and now you're going to start. You're just going to be in town. We'll say there. And that'll be the start of it. But y'all already know each other. It's a group. You've all been hired.
Not really.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, if we all know each other, we should probably. Yeah, never mind. I mean, this practice session is probably good.
But yeah, it is a one shot. It's only going to be for 3 hours. So, it's up to you guys if you want to, I don't know, kill off everybody else so that you only get the money. I guess
all I have to do is transform into a dragon and just stomp on people. Ah! I'm going to definitely go after Arlo, though.
For shooting you?
He's not really paying attention right now, though.
No, he's not.
Does he have us muted or something?
Probably.
Bastard. Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording. Oh gosh, he can watch this later. He's smiling a little bit, like he.
Like
Yeah,
he's
see the
listening to
Yeah,
you.
he's listening.
Yeah, there it is.
Fine, don't ignore you.
Fucker.
All right, I'll stop recording so we can say what we really think. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll stop recording now.